12 new messages.
I didn't want my voicemail. So, let's try that again.
Thank you for calling Tucson Police Department. If this is an emergency or you need immediate police response, please hang up and dial 911. If you need to make a report that is not an emergency, please press 1. If you need
Tucson Police Administration, can I help you?
Is Lisa available, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Lisa. This is Channel 2 calling. Were you in this office when Lieutenant Scott was there?
Yes.
Well, my camera is running. Are you recording this? You guys automatically record these calls, yes?
No.
No. Okay, so I'm the only one recording here. This began with a complaint to Lieutenant Scott about a specific website and a specific gang that was doing things to me all over the web. Lieutenant Scott promised to look at it and see if it merited forwarding to the FBI. You know as well as I do that that never happened, and what happened instead. They continue to escalate, and I need relief, and I have to go to the court. The impasse that we've reached is Lieutenant Hawk, Golden refuses to make a summary of that complaint. He tells me I have to go and look it all up in his notes on the individual reports. Hawk supports that. If you would please get Chief Kaz to sign off on that, we can close the investigation completely. I'll never bother you guys again about it until you receive the summons to appear. That's where my head's at. So, do you understand what I'm asking?
You're asking me to have Casey Johnson sign off on a case that needs to be closed? Is that what you're asking me?
Closed in a way that's satisfactory to me, so that I have a written report in my hand summarizing what his men did from the time Lieutenant Scott assigned this to whoever he assigned it to investigate, to this moment today where I'm saying I cannot work with the MHIST. I have evidence that the MHIST is on the payroll of the people harassing me. I have evidence that this is covering large shipments of contraband. When I first told this to Chief Kaz, when he was still a lieutenant, he just gasped and got me out of his face real quick. I saw him recently, and he just said, you know, get in touch with me at work. And I've been trying through you, and he's been too busy. So here we are now. I need a report to take to the court, and I'm not. If he says no, this is not how we do it, it's okay. I'll take that to the court and say, hey, look, they're telling me I have to go and spend $15 a pop to get these records to look at them, you know, to get copies of it. I just want one report that says who they contact, list all the people that you contacted, interviewed about this, and the results of your investigation, just like Lieutenant Scott had promised at the outset. Whatever Winsky has ordered since then, as far as I'm concerned, is the illegal action of somebody who was compromised by criminals. Am I making sense to you, sister?
Is there a specific case number that you want it closed, or is it just...
It's the entire investigation, however it's been defined, of Thomas J. Wasserberg being watched by the MHIST about the internet harassment. I have no idea. As far as I know, they look at it as they look at it as separate complaints. When it was one complaint, and these are individual instances within the framework of that single complaint. That's what we need to define. This started with Lieutenant Scott and myself. I don't even think Chief Magnus was there yet. Chief Magnus refuses to respond. The MHIST does not respond in a timely fashion, and when they do, they respond. I feel like I'm getting gaslit by them. You know what gaslighting is, right?
No.
Nothing you say is correct. everything you say has some alternative, and they try to make you feel like you're nuts. And that's been, it's a major tactic of the trolls, and I'm feeling like I have good evidence that those guys are compromised. I've mentioned it to patrol officers about them being dirty, and they say, we know. So all I want from Chief Kaz, I mean, if he can't meet with me, I either want him to order them to make a summary of what's been going on for the last 3 years or not, and then tell me, give it to me in writing why not. I mean, I'd like to get his email address so you can ask him yourself from your desk, and I'll follow up with the email to him requesting it formally in writing.
Well, it sounds like you probably need to make a public records request.
Well, I will eventually, but I want a report, a real report. I requested an investigation be opened by Lieutenant Scott. Lieutenant Hawk refused to close it. That's what's going on. Anything Winsky has done is bullshit in between that. The court will grab those records when I make the complaint. Scott opened the investigation. Hawk refused to close it. That's the issue, ma'am.
And did he give the reason why he refused to close it?
We don't do things that way, insisting that I do the open records request and look at each one individually. And that wasn't the investigation. It was a single investigation. Those are incidents under the one investigation. I need it consolidated into one investigation or a reason why. Please. I'm not chewing on your ear, sister. I'll try to keep calm. But I hope you understand why I get so agitated sometimes.
Do you have an email address?
I do. It's Dr. What's This? It's all lowercase, DRWHATS at Hotmail. So do you understand what I'm seeking? Is they're looking at it as a number of separate cases, and I have been looking at it straight along as a single investigation that was initiated by Lieutenant Scott. That's the conflict of interest that I'm requesting that Chief Kaz resolve.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much. I'll stop wasting your time. Happy day.
Happy day.
Bye-bye. And I got several hours of shit over the last few days of this, but I think this is the one. This is the one that like really defines what's going on. I'm doing my best to work within the bureaucracy like I always have. That was my, we were the sons of the bosses, the sons and daughters of the bosses of the military industrial complex small companies when they took over. System works fine. It's the people running it that's a problem. The top of the pyramid. Us folk down here still doing our thing with each other. That was the chief secretary, who's been with this shit straight along when Lieutenant Scott was in the office. So she understood, we had something to like focal point. And I was able to really clearly communicate what it is I need. Is that there's evidence that these guys have been paid to fucking ignore my complaints. And there's really evidence that it's part of a nationwide system. That you come after somebody from the internet, you are branded nuts. Especially if it's somebody like Tom Madera. So with that, let's go take a look at him trying to explain why it's not liable for him to call me an unrepentant statutory rapist. Let's read some of that shit to this camera. Because that's I'll instead of trying to ad-lib, I'll just read the shit. You can't, if you insist on defining what happened between me and Sabrina as statutory rape, that's fine. I'll stipulate to that. I have no argument against the argument that you're presenting. Okay. So instead of, yeah, he's going to give me a whole mess of shit to read, but he won't read what I sent him. What a fucking intellectually fucking, ha 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 ha. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Oh boy. Yeah, so instead, the fuckhead, he starts a thread explaining why what I did is statutory rape and why what they're doing is not defamation. And then I come back with, he said, this is not child's play, right? Then I come back with that I stipulated, if you want to call it statutory rape, I have no argument to that argument. If you're convinced that that constitutes statutory rape, I have no argument to that argument. I'll just hang back and stand on the inappropriateness of exaggerating it so much. Because it was nothing, and I'll prove that in court. Um, they're just overinflating a bunch of shit because they got nothing else. So, a communication that suggests the plaintiff was involved in a serious crime involving moral turpitude or a felony, yeah. A communication that exposed the plaintiff to ridicule, yeah. Communication reflects negatively on the plaintiff's character, morality, or integrity, yeah. The financial well-being, yeah. Suggests that the plaintiff suffers from a mental or physical or mental defect that would cause others to refrain from associating with the plaintiff, yeah. It ain't just the calling me unrepentant statutory rapist either. There's mentally ill, calling me a scammer, all sorts of shit, dude. It's not just the statutory rape. It's a general program of defamation. End of discussion. See you in court, hopefully in chains. Oh, where's the camera? Turn it off. There it is. Thanks for watching. Happy day. Bye.